Tour's been a lot of fun. It's over now. We did 10 shows, and last night we were at the Albert Hall, and tonight we're in Birmingham, and this was the last one. We filmed the show tonight. We recorded 3 of the shows for CDs, and it's been fantastic. The fans have been just so gracious to us and so wonderful. They just love Paul. You can really feel the love when we get up on stage, the respect and love that they have for Paul. So it's a real pleasure to come to England. I love playing in England.
And the caliber of the songs as well, because they know every word, don't they?
It's fun for me because Free was my favorite band. I'm a huge Free fanatic. And when we come to England, the set tonight had, 9 or 10 Free songs, real classics. Walk in My Shadow is the first song Paul ever wrote. We do Mr. Big, Fire and Water, My Brother Jake, a lot of songs that we don't normally play in the States. So for me, it's a big treat. In the States, we played a little bit more Bad Company because they were more successful in the States, but Free was bigger here. So when we come to England, we play a lot more Free, and that's more in my wheelhouse. That's my forte. My forte is doing Paul Kossoff's stuff. I have a real respect, and I take upholding his legacy, his musical legacy, very seriously. And I'm playing those parts, standing next to Paul, and sometimes with Simon. And so I really try to do it justice, So England is great for me because we play all the old Free stuff.
Yeah, because a lot of musicians can sometimes get sort of hooked in a groove and play a similar thing. But with Paul, the Free, the bluesy rock of Free was so different to what he did with Bad Company.
It is different, and it's uniquely, it's deceivingly tricky to play because it's so simple and so sparse. You can't overplay. They played very sparse. Simon played very sparse drum parts, and Kossoff a lot of times wouldn't play a huge big chord, just a couple of notes of a chord, and the way it all fit together was just so unique to them. And so a lot of guys think, well, I can play that, I can play all right now, but when they try to play it, it doesn't sound like Koss did. There's a certain specific style that he had, and plus that elusive vibrato of his, the one that Clapton asked him about, and it's unique to him because most guys, their vibrato is from their finger or maybe their wrist. This vibrato comes all the way from the elbow. You have to take your whole hand off the neck and shake it from the elbow, and it's a real specific, tricky kind of deal. And I've worked at it for years, to be honest with you, and I'm pretty good at it now. And
it was the same. You obviously have 2 new band members in the tour this time round. But it was weird watching Jason Bonham because whenever I've seen him drum beforwards in big, powerful, heavy bands where he's slamming away, but to watch him be more delicate in the Free stuff was pretty amazing, actually.
It was wonderful to play with Jason. He's a monster player and a great musician. Sings too, but what was wonderful about the whole deal was he knew a lot of the songs already because when he was a little boy, his dad would put on Bad Company and Free records for him to play along with Simon. He goes, this is how you want to play. So he knew some of those songs from when he was a wee lad. So I didn't have to teach him everything from zero. He knew most of it, and he loves the music. And so we were lucky to have him for this tour, and this is it for... He's going back to Black Country Communion and all of that, and he's got a busy summer ahead of him. So I already am nostalgic, and I'm already missing him. I told him, oh man, you just ruined it for whoever's going to come in and play drums next. Those are big shoes, and we're going to have a hard time finding somebody to fill that spot. But he's done a brilliant job, and I couldn't have been more excited and honored to play with him. I knew his dad a little bit, and he plays just like his dad.
Now, obviously, there's a new song tonight as well. Is that going to be on a new Paul Rodgers solo album or Bad Company?
I think so. Paul's been writing some new stuff, and hopefully we'll put it together on an album. But lately what he kind of likes to do is record the stuff live and put it out on the DVDs and the live CDs. So, because in the age of the internet, if we put it on the CD of the show, that'll be all over the place the very next day. Everybody will have it. So it's kind of a sneaky but cool way to do it. And we just play the stuff live, and it really lives that way. And so we've been alternating. There's a couple new songs, and depending on what night you came to the tour, is what song you heard. So there's a few new ones that we're doing. So I imagine it'll turn into an album. But in the meantime, we put them out on the live CDs and the DVDs.
Excellent. Obviously, the tour's over now. What about yourself now? What's the plan for you? Bit of winding down, maybe? Or?
Oh, no. There's a bunch of stuff coming up. There's a string of American dates starting the end of June. That'll take us all the way through July. And then in September, we're doing a Canadian tour. and we're going all across Canada, which is great because Paul lives in Canada, Cynthia lives in Canada, Todd, the new bass player, lives in Canada, Marcus, my tech, lives in Canada. There's a whole Canadian contingent. I'm the only American in the band anymore, so it's quite a deal. And so yeah, we're doing a big tour in Canada at the end of the year. So we're gonna work all summer as we normally do.
Excellent.